Hi, welcome to ScaleModelPlans.com. Each of our scale models are bench tested before going out to the public. We try to create models that are both realistic in appearance and realistic in attainability. In other words, any model builder with reasonable skills should be able to experience some level of success with any of our plans. But if you're not happy with your first attempt, don't worry, you can always start again. Some of my best lessons were learned by making mistakes.
ScaleModelPlans.com plan packages provide for 4 different methods of building a scale structure. The most challenging is to use the included scale plans, much like you would if you were building a real house. With the scaled plans, you can read the true dimensions off the plans with no calculations necessary. The next option is the traceable templates. These templates are also actual size and can be cut out and traced directly onto the building material. The third and fourth options both involve cardstock construction. This tutorial is intended as a supplement to the cardstock tutorial guide included with your ScaleModelPlans.com plan set. The 2 examples I use are the included pre-colored cardstock printouts, which I will construct in N scale, and the Model Builder version, which I will do in HO scale. Model Builder is an easy-to-use software program that allows you to customize your structures with various included textures. An added feature of the ScaleModelPlans.com plan packages is the inclusion of special templates that import directly into the Model Builder program. This is a before and after screenshot of Plan 795 being constructed in Model Builder. You can see the completed version on our website. You will probably want to experiment with paper thickness, but this chart might help to get started. I'll be using 45-pound matte photo paper for both scales. To create clean and sharp bends, you'll need to score along each fold line. This can be done from the print side of the sheets, but I find that scoring along the back sides produces a sharper bend with less chance of tearing the surface. Place the printed sheet onto a scrap of foam board. In order to know where to score on the back side, use a pin or small needle to poke through each corner of the front side. You can buy various size scoring tools at craft stores, but I prefer to use a dry pen. As long as the ball hasn't seized up, a pen does an excellent job at scoring. Fit the tip of the pen into the pinholes to establish the location, and also to help align the straight edge. Make 2 or 3 passes along the straight edge, being careful not to press too deep and tear the paper. Two or 3 light passes with a sharp hobby knife will make a cleaner cut than trying to do it in one pass. Use the point of the knife to help line up the straight edge in the correct spot. Folding the corners and tabs is one of the most critical steps. Carefully line up the straight edge with the fold lines and make 2 or 3 slight bends. Flip the panel over and hold it firmly against a smooth work surface. Run your fingertip along the surface of the folding tabs, bending slightly further with each pass until you have folded a full 180 degrees. To finish up, use firm pressure with your fingernail for the final pass. Any exposed paper edge can be colored with a felt marker. You can attempt to color match, but I usually use black or brown just to hide the white edges. Either craft glue or glue sticks will work well with cardstock construction. Both will set up quickly, so you have to be very careful lining up the connecting panels and try to get it right the first time. Don't use CA type glue, as excessive amounts tend to make the paper somewhat transparent. I've used various techniques for aligning and gluing the corners together. A steady hand and a good eye will work, but here is one method that usually works well for me. Fold the tab over when gluing to avoid getting glue on the finished surface of the wall panel. Line up the lower edges of both pieces with a thick straight edge. Keep the mating surfaces tight together, then fold the tab over into place. I use transparent tape to hold things together while the glue sets up. After the basic shell of the structure is assembled, you can add a floor. The plans include the template for the floor. Use balsa, mat board, foam core, or other suitable material. Make sure the piece that you select is flat without any warps or bends. Use craft glue for this step. Use a sheet of wax paper to protect your work surface. This is a good time to square up the corners before the glue sets. Use the eraser end of a pencil to tamp down all around the edges of the seam. Run strips of transparent tape along the edges. This adds some strength and also keeps the glue from sticking to your work surface. To strengthen the model and help to prevent damage, add scraps of material to the inside of the walls. You can use balsa, mat board, foam board, or any other suitable flat material. I'm using scraps of foam board. They can be roughly cut, they don't need to fit accurately. For the N scale version, I'll be building the roof entirely out of photo paper, while on the HO scale version, I'll be laying the paper roofing material over top of a balsa wood base. Cut out, score, and fold the roof panels just as you did with the walls. The roof soffits can be folded under and taped or glued to the underside of the roof. The straight edge helps to shape and align the edge of the roof. Pay close attention to the angle of the fascia edge of the roof. It should match the roof slope. Here's the completed gable roof without the dormer. The next procedure will show a hybrid system of cardstock and balsa wood. You can use a balsa wood or mat board base for N scale structures if you like, but they're sometimes more necessary with the larger spans of HO and larger scales. Each ScaleModelPlans.com plan package comes with two sets of roof patterns, one for the Model Builder package and the other one with the template package. I'm going to be using a balsa roof underlay, so I don't need the fascias or the folding tabs. The patterns make it very easy to cut the roof panels to the correct size. I use a straight edge block to align the patterns. Balsa can be cut with a razor saw or a sharp hobby knife. The ridge and soffit edges of each roof panel can be cut at the proper angle for a more accurate model. Most ScaleModelPlans.com template packages include a ridge angle guide showing the correct angle, or it can be cut out and used as a guide as demonstrated. Hold the guide in place and lean the knife or saw to the same direction and amount as you make the cut. The roof templates can also be used to create any other details of the roof panel. Here I am cutting out the relief for the roof overhang at the gable dormer. You can also use the actual printed roof material as a pattern for the roof base. As you assemble the roof panels, test fit from time to time. The roof panels can be joined together using CA or super glue. It's a good time to paint the fascia and soffit areas before fastening the roof to the structure. Use craft glue if you want to join the roof to the structure. Some builders prefer to have the roof removable. There are methods of installing lights in cardstock buildings, but that won't be covered in this tutorial. Color the exposed edges, soffit, and fascia areas of the patterned roof sections to hide the white edges of the paper before gluing them to the roof. Either craft glue or a glue stick can be used to attach the roofing material. Some of the ScaleModelPlans.com plan packages include extra material that you can use to create ridge caps. Otherwise, you can print out an extra roof panel for the material. Ridge caps add an extra level of detail to the cardstock model. A more detailed explanation is included in your cardstock guide from the plan package. Here are the completed models in N scale and HO scale. Remember that practice makes perfect, so if you're not happy with the results the first time, you can always start again. ScaleModelPlans.com plan packages allow you to create as many models as you want for personal use from the same plan. Improvement comes with practice, and you'll be surprised at your progress after your first few projects. Thank you for watching, and please visit www.scalemodelplans.com to get started with your next project.